nga po. 3 a.m.
I am the Megabyte. I control all technology.
You didn't even give me a chance to...
I will start by taking over this stream.
Are the firewalls too strong for you? Anyway, guys, welcome back. Let's gonna play some good old Psychonauts for this, and you know how this kind of plays out. Anyway, Zig is back from being consumed by the Megabyte. And, I think... Yeah, I know my mic is... Hold on, let me, Is that better? Or do I have to lower it a little bit more? Still kind of loud. Alright, hold up a second. Ringtone, pick up the phone. There we go. How's that? Still loud? Better? Worse? Get back into the stream. What happened? What? How'd that happen, I wonder?
Oh, I fucking kicked you out and whatnot. Also, it's still kind of loud on the stream and whatnot.
Oh my god. Let me just physically adjust the volume. How's that? Too loud? How about now? Better? Worse? Ziggy?
Can you say something one more time?
Swiggity swoogie, he... Swiggity swooty, he coming for that booty.
I would say just lower it just a smidge more.
Alright.
But yeah, I am back.
Just a smidge.
Yeah.
Alright, how's this? How's that? Good? The bad? The ugly?
Yeah, that's fine.
Alright, good. Yeah, I don't know why I went to the red. So I guess you know what I think I did? I brought up the volume thing on my microphone, right? Is this a little slippery? So... Oh god, no, I did not mean to do...
I would say just lower it down to where it's like, you know, we can hear, like, everything.
How's this? I can always raise the game volume and stuff like that, too.
Yeah.
When there's one problem... How's this? How's it sound now? Well, compared to, I feel like Psychonauts is like, the stream we just adjust, like, technical difficulties and such for. Was it bad yesterday?
I don't know, because, again, I was on my phone for the most part and shit.
Yeah. Alright.
Since I was the only one that was, like, really talking in chat, as far as I know and whatnot, you know what I mean?
Yeah, no one else was really, like, talking about it, huh? Yeah, no. Oh, well, at least I think we solved the problem, right? I sound decent compared to the game, right? Plus, it's not like we're gonna be talking through the cutscenes, so... Well...
Yeah, unless someone barges in and whatnot.
Unless something stupid happens.
Yeah.
Well, let's go.
But yeah, I'm back from my long and perilous trip from Virginia.
Virginia is for virgins.
Yeah, I guess.
I was going to ask you, Zig.
You were gonna ask me what?
I'll ask you after the cutscene, because this cutscene's amazing.
Okay.
You remember this?
And good day to you, Officer Lungfish. How are you today?
Oh, damp and happy, Kate.
I'm definitely the one with the sombrero.
What are you up to on this lovely day?
Oh, just obeying the law as always. All posted directives followed to the letter.
Ah, good to hear. Not a one of us want any trouble, that's for sure. Oh, Gogalor!
Oh, we decided to play this at just the right time, huh?
Yep.
So who would you think would win, Zig? Gogalor or Godzilla?
Probably Gogalor.
Yeah, true, he's got psychic powers.
Yeah.
Like, full on. But yeah, like, I don't know, I honestly don't know what to really think about, like, today, Zig, because, we're literally, the episode that we, like, the stream that we first got to this on, back when we played this for the first time, right? We were talking a shit ton about, like, Newgrounds and old YouTube and everything like that. And I honestly don't think there's any way to trump that, because I wish there was some way we could import that audio, like, you know, we just take a step back, import the audio, and just have that play while we just, like, chill out.
Hey, Gogalor! Down here!
Yeah, exactly.
Excuse me.
Because
Were you talking to me?
then again, what is there to even, like, update about and whatnot and shit, you know?
Oh my god!
He's dead.
Oh, jeez, I'm sorry.
Don't worry. Every member of the Resistance is prepared to die, fighting the tyranny of Coachamera.
What's Coachamera?
He's a giant monster like you, Gogalor. He brainwashed and enslaved almost everyone in Lungfishopolis.
That stinks. So, hey, have you seen any other humans around here? I'm looking for a girl called Lily.
The government archives might have some information about your young girlfriend, Gogalor.
Yeah, I don't know if she's really my girlfriend. I mean, I think she...
I only meant that she is your friend who was a girl, Gogalor.
The Twitch.
We must first destroy the broadcast tower Coachamera uses to control the populace.
Check. I'll go smash that thing.
Wait, Gogalor. In order to reach the tower, you'll need to pass through that wall of lasers. But you'll never make it through the lasers without our help.
So are you gonna start helping soon?
First, I need you to do something for the Resistance. Punch a hole in that prison and free my comrades.
Well, I do have a bit of an update.
You do?
Yeah, a teeny tiny bit of an update.
Okay.
Like I said, very, very small, nothing too great. Because I have been watching some Newgrounds related content earlier today, surprisingly.
Oh, cool.
Like various stuff, like controversies in some cases. So it was just like, meh. You know, nothing really too crazy, unless you count like certain things I'd rather not talk about on here. Uh-oh.
The peaceful city of Lungfishopolis is under attack tonight by a hideous, gigantic monster that
Yeah,
terrifies
like, the only thing I would
citizens.
say about my sort of, like,
The Navy has
what you call and whatnot, what is that? I found...
dispatching its entire
Oh,
tank division to neutralize the creature. Soon, authorities say, everything will return to normal or better. Kidnapping human children is good.
So,
Oh my god!
I know you've... The orphanage. Alright, the fucking this level is amazing.
Yeah.
Freedom! Freedom!
Freedom! Hoo-yah! Now, how about getting me past those gates?
Right. We stole the shield power module from Coachamera. It's too big for any of us to operate, but it should work for you.
We just get a power up from just being inside someone's brain.
Yep.
Now, before we continue on about our conversation about like the Newgrounds and everything like that, right? You want to know how we got this actually? Because I think we questioned that last time.
Hey,
Yeah.
is this gonna upset Coachamera and all your little brainwashed
'Cause I know-
neighbors?
No!
I know I was watching the, whatchamacallit too, the stream.
So, knocking down
The melted
prison and then
stream and
breaking this
whatnot.
laser shield,
The melted stream. That's the best title for it.
start shooting it.
No!
Yeah.
Maybe one guy would.
But what is even an entire navy of lungfish against the might and revolutionaries?
Those are guns, right?
Wait. What?
Huh.
Meet us at the dam, Gogalor.
I thought they were
For
walkie-talkies.
freedom!
I don't know if that's supposed to be like some sort of like weird inside, like double inside joke about that or whatnot. Oh wait, it's the mom. Oops.
Yeah.
So yeah, before we continue on about that, you want to know? You want to know how they got that actually?
How?
Remember, Coachamera is the actual astral projection of Coach Oleander.
Oh.
So they got it off of him, more than likely, like physically.
Right.
Which is kind of weird, but I don't know how that works. But you know what I'm saying.
Yeah, I know what you're saying.
If Coach Oleander could enter a frickin' like mind of a giant lungfish and become a superhero akin to Ultraman, then like anything is possible at that point. But yeah, so you were saying you were like
Oh yeah. Fucking whatchamacallit. Cause
you were watching the previous stream, or like the
I was watching the previous stream and I was specifically the part where we were just talking about like the old internet stuff and everything like that. That we used to,
yeah.
like, watch back in the day, where the sites we used to go on, like Anton Arcade and Newgrounds and all that, sort of, whatchamacallit, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
So,
Keep explaining as it just casually crushed citizens of Lungfishopolis.
so how about that Nobu Hayama's convention? What are you talking about?
Oh, he's asking because he sent me a video last night after after the stream, and I took a look at it. It was pretty good.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. But yeah, like
Oh, is she...
Uh-oh.
Well, things have gotten a little embarrassing for Gogalor.
Gogalor on
Oh,
drugs.
shoot.
Has strongly
Oh.
linked the previously intimidating
He-
monster with common low-life
He
criminals.
did, Hiei from,
Gogalor broke some of his jailhouse cronies out of the slammer so they
Hakusho.
could enjoy a night on the town, popping pills and
and
soliciting
Lake from Ocarina of
inexpensive
Time, so that's
powder.
cool.
Well, they're in for one nasty
Very
hangover.
good.
Our beloved
On the
Navy has
darkest
come up with a high-tech new invention. Trucks armed with hyper-electricity. Kidnapping children do not harm the brains.
Hyper electricity, Zig. Anyway,
Yeah.
so I have a small update. So you know how I don't particularly care for the Game Grumps and whatnot, right?
Yeah, I know.
And you know how Aaron was a good old Newgrounds person, and then like he really tried to sell out and protect his brand over stupid shit.
Oh, okay.
I'm gonna ask you something, Zig.
Yeah?
Convention, but he is. Oh yeah, right. I remember what he said. Oh god, I'm gonna die. The laser beams.
Well, laser beams.
So as I was saying,
Okay, go on.
there we go. Sorry. Yeah. So remember how like he basically was just like protecting his brand and whatnot,
Yeah.
and like that's the whole like point of that sort of thing. So I'm just gonna question. I like how he calls himself like this very like intriguing game critic. You know, like he knows what he's talking about, everything like that, right?
Meanwhile, his sequelized videos are like not that good, to be honest.
I'm gonna ask, have you ever seen him play a 3D Zelda game?
I've seen This Is How You Don't Play Wind Waker compilations.
I saw his Majora's Mask playthrough in a video, and I was stunned. I was stunned at the incompetence and both of them complaining that the game is bad because they didn't get the tools to help them make the game easier and shit like that.
And I know you being
We've faced
since,
monsters like you before,
Majora's
Gogalor,
Mask is
only
your
much smaller.
favorite Zelda game out of the whole series and whatnot.
And as a person who's played it in reverse, I should say, and has gotten... They couldn't kill Gomez. They could not kill fucking Gomez in the goddamn... They couldn't kill Gomez in the stone tower. But he says it...
Those reactions and reads as was hilarious.
The guy can't play. He cannot. And I know it's does he let? I forgot. I don't really watch Game Grumps like fully, but does he let Dan play ever?
I think every now and then. Wasn't he born in the late? Yeah, somewhere around that time and whatnot.
He protecting his brand, Mr. I'ma protect my brand, Aaron Ego Raptor. I hate 3D Zelda Hansen, and I can't play 3D Zelda. Let me just explain this right now. He can't play. He cannot. Like, I'm not the type of person that, like, I'm not the type of person that would, you know, attack someone like you can't play video games or anything like that, but considering how much he talks about it, it's a big, like, what? You know what I mean? I'm already up to Death Mountain in Zelda 1. That's crazy.
Oh, cool.
But yeah, like, it's understandable. It's like the final area. But yeah, like, you know, as a person, right? As a person, I believe in such things as just desserts, right? Now, I'd like to point this out. Remember, he can't play 3D Zelda, but he sure could talk smack about 3D Zelda. And that...
I played Zelda 2, and I don't know what to do for the life of me.
I tried.
Metropolis under siege.
A little happy lungfish underwater. Coachamera! I guess he presumes he mind controls them and makes them build a city. But yeah, like, you know, I'm a firm believer in just desserts, right? And it kind of shows that he can't play fucking, you know, those types of games.
Yeah. Oh, cool! I have the gold cartridge for Zelda 1 and whatnot.
We were short on time, and he is good at smashing things.
Doesn't look like much to me. Come on, let's blow this joint.
Hey, you're welcome.
Sorry about him, Gogalor. He's been in prison a long time. He's the only pilot the Resistance has, and he has an excellent plan. Meet us at the dam so we can put it into action.
Alright. Well, that's cool. You got the gold carts. Wait, I forgot if you brought those in during one of our classes back when we were in high school. In BOCES. But yeah, like, as I keep trying to say, right, I'm a firm believer in just desserts and everything like that, right? And I think that you should at least be knowledgeable on what you're doing before you're able to talk about it at length.
Yeah.
And the fact that Ego Raptor can't play 3D Zelda games is fucking hilarious to me. Like, you know when your perspective changes on a person?
Yeah.
I went from thinking that, like, you know, he's just a douchebag for no reason. Because, you know, the very bland criticism he makes of, like, 3D Zelda, which is easily, thrown out the window, specifically Ocarina of Time. I'm not the biggest fan of Ocarina of Time, but, you know, I'm just like, this is the best he's got, like, this is the best he's got. But, you know, he thinks he knows everything, but he can't play the game for the like of them, and then blames the game for his own incompetence. It's just like, I'm sorry, but I have to utter the cursed phrase that I dislike, but get good, bitch. Get fucking good. As a person who's played Majora's Mask for 11 years and more, and we got another fucking news update.
Destruction and terror continue as the hulking, godless child beast carves a bloody swath through our helpless city. Our noble, all-volunteer Navy has been surprised only by the senseless lust for mayhem that seeps from the twisted black lump of a heart in this creature, still known only as Gogalor. Though it loathes violence in all its forms, the Navy has no choice but to activate its anti-monster turrets, which it guarantees are 100% monster-proof. Not get caught stealing children.
Oh god, these turrets. Oh
Yeah,
god.
like, go for it.
You go for it, bro.
Like, I know, Marek, you
As long
you wanted to remake your gaming chat about, like, you know, Majora's Mask and whatnot. And,
Yeah.
since we do have the footage and, like, you know, the resources and whatnot now, I can help you make that and whatnot, you know what I mean?
Definitely. Once we're done with the 50 sub special, I think that's what we can focus on next.
Yeah.
I'm not even done with the Kirby video yet, so that'd be good. But like the fact that and how Majora's Mask improved on okay, yeah, exactly. Like the fact that the dude can't play through these, I've gone from like I said, he's just like, you know, either I felt like, you know, I went from feeling like, am I wrong here, to wow, this guy's pathetic. Like, get good, all that other shit, right? And I'm gonna say this.
You feel like you feel justified in your own sort of like what you call it and shit.
Yeah, exactly. It's like, how do I explain this a bit more here, right? As a person who's played Majora's Mask, both forward and back, right? But yeah, these guys are explaining their plan about how to get through this. Anyway, like, as a person, right, as a person who's played through Majora's Mask both forward and backwards, I freaking found a way to do it, right?
Yeah.
I still, like, completing the dungeons in reverse, right? Not even getting, like, anything in them until I was able to get to them in reverse. So that means no epic magic meter near the beginning. You want to know what I got access to instead that immediately helped me out in this fucking endeavor? Like I said, the magic upgrade. But you know what else you get? It's called Chateau de Romani. The frickin' milk that gives you infinite magic.
Hey, what are you doing up there?
Like I said, I'm not a person. I don't like telling people how to play their games, right? The problem is that, like, the guy is saying the game is bad, but not giving a fucking argument about it. He's just saying, like, game bad, you dumb. And I'm just like, no, game good, you bad. Like, you know what I mean? Like, now, you know, there's video proof he can't do it. It's ironic. It's, like, almost ironic, you know what I mean?
Yeah, I know what you mean.
And,
it's like...
You go first.
Like, you know... Yeah, I know, it is pretty stupid and whatnot, Mike.
It's
like...
It's the dumbest, it's like the dumbest, most vapid complaints I've ever seen about something. Like... It's like... Especially, like, avenging your dead mother as, like, a story. I'm like, no. Nowhere is that ever brought up. It's only mentioned by the frickin' Deku, like, the Deku tree, like, sapling, that, oh yeah, your mother left you here when you were, like, a baby. So it's, you know, it's, like, barely brought up at all. It does not become a story. He's just dumb. I don't even like Ocarina of Time that much. I think it's like, you know, your basic Zelda adventure, whatever. But I honestly, you know what I mean? You're just basically fighting for the basis. The worst part is, right? Like, you know what? How you said it makes me feel justified is that, like, number one, there are people. If you ever went against his point of view, right? There are people who would just attack you. This is with everything. This is with Sonic. This is with other shit that he's criticizing. It's so fucking up. But once again, proving a point. I'm proving this point here right now, right? The fact that this is why I voice my platform on do not listen to me when I say I like, you know, when I say, like, I enjoy this thing because, you know what I mean. Don't like something because I like it. Like, you know, play something for yourself and say you like it. Like, get your own experience out of it. That's, you know, play it for yourself and get your own experience out of it rather than, like, you know, listening to someone else do it.
Yeah.
Like, because don't let your point of view be, like, told to you by someone else. Because that's just gonna, like, halt shit. You didn't want to avenge his mother like that. Yeah. He just went on with his destiny. Exactly. It's a whole fucking thing. So, and once again, Ego Raptor is just on, like, this dying fucking, like, show. His animation career is dead. He does nothing with it. And, once again, the guy plays video games for money and he's not even good at it. It's like, what the fuck? And a few of the things that said it best, I mean, like in the Wind Waker, Link, his grandmother and sister, he loves to care for. Like, he's, like, yeah. That Link is more justified in probably, like, doing something for, like, his family and whatnot, because, like, he legitimately has one and shit. I guess the term loner is not the correct one for, like, Link and Ocarina and, like, Twilight Princess shit, but, you know, he's just, like, a dude who lives, you know, he's just, like, a dude, that's it.
I'm just a dude.
Yeah, but... Oh my god, like, this is how you don't play Exit. I didn't even know they made those for the Game Grumps, is the funny thing.
I think it was specifically just for...
I think...
whatchamacallit.
Really?
Wind Waker and shit.
You know what was funny? Someone put a clip. I was watching a clip of Game Grumps, right? That somebody edited, where it was like Ego Raptor freaking out about like fucking up at a game. I think it was him fighting Gomez in the Majora's Mask. He was like, it's so unfair, right? Like he's screaming and shit like that. And you want to know what they put in the corner? A video clip of DSP. That basically sums it up. Aaron is just a slightly more respectable DSP, if you could really call him slightly more respectable. Can I shoot that, please? There we go. Slightly more respectable DSP, goddammit. In Twilight Princess, Link has a role to protect Orden Village and its citizens. Yeah. Like, most of his quests are, like, selfless and shit like that. And hell, even in Ocarina of Time, like, if you notice outside of Link's house, he has drawings. He wishes that his life was more than just being a, like, Kokiri. And look what happens. Like, look what happens. He ends up saving his, like, essentially his tribesmen. He, like, saves the frickin' world from Ganon. Or at least, you know, the land from Ganon.
Yeah.
Like, Link earns everything that he achieves. But yeah, no, like, also sequel items are just always, I always point this out, but sequel items is always, like, was always inherently flawed since its inception. As soon as he talked about Castlevania 4, I'm like, yeah, dumbass, here's how most people play Castlevania. I've never seen anybody, this includes me, we use the sub-weapons during the main thing, they always use them during the boss fights. You wanna know why? It's better to...
more useful in the boss fights than in, like, regular, like, whatchamacallit and shit.
Yeah, you're literally, you know, you're whatchamacallit, you're, conserving your resources.
Yeah, exactly.
Why would I waste, like, holy water on, like, a werewolf in, like, a level or something stupid, right? I'd rather save it for the boss fight so I'd have an easier time there. You think about it like this, right? Like, either way, if you die in the middle of the level, you're still gonna have, like, the same amount of hearts that you do when you're not, like, in the level. You know what I mean? Like, when you, like, if you, like, waste all your shit. Maybe even slightly less, right? So, it's...
Oh, yeah, we know that they work in Castlevania 4 and whatnot.
Yeah.
You know, sub-weapons and...
We're here with the star of the popular sitcom Trouble in the Bubble, Buddy Finn. Buddy, what's your take on the Gogalor situation? Is he just misunderstood? No way! I hate Gogalor. I can't imagine anyone
I hate Gogalor.
with the monster. He hates everything lungfish care about. Air, water, family, the economy. Buddy, you'll be happy to know that the Navy has decided for. Airplanes. So rest assured, we can all look forward
I love the zoom in on the boat before they say the airplanes bit.
to seeing you, buddy, every Thursday night at 8, right here on LBC. Thanks. And I'd just like to add that if anyone kidnaps a human child, they should take them quickly under the lake to the abandoned insane asylum.
Gogalor, come in. We have commandeered these vessels in your name.
We can put them in position to access Coachamera Channel to get to Coachamera Island and destroy Coachamera Tower.
The thing is that, although we have the utmost faith that you will soon contain the area, Gogalor,
we just think it best
we've decided to maintain our position out here.
just until you clear the area of all hostiles.
Yes.
Insurance reasons, Gogalor.
Yes, that, and for freedom.
But whoa, whoa, whoa! What happened there? Where would I? What? I fell from the sky.
Whoa, man.
So yeah, like just watch me play Castle. If you ever seen my SNES stream, right?
Yeah.
You see how I play Castlevania for the most part. Very rarely do I use the sub-weapons on enemies. I only ever use them on very rare occasions, but I only save them for boss fights.
Right.
Because I know for a fact, tactically thinking, I'm better off with ammunition for the boss fights rather than, like, you know, wasting it in the middle of a level.
Mm-hmm.
They're not, and like I said, especially for, the sub-weapons are not useless. He's just an idiot who doesn't understand different play styles. But he decries play styles. And one person in the comment section of this video I was watching about this whole situation, right? Where he was putting all, like, this thing. Aaron is the person who would jump out of a window, then complain that the architecture is not correct. But then as soon as you point out to him that the door is on the other side of, like, the room, he would complain. He would say that, oh, I'm trying to have my own experience here, then still complain about the architecture being wrong.
Mm-hmm.
Like, let me put this out, right? Like, as a streamer, I also listen to suggestions from the I listen to suggestions from chat. You know what I mean?
Yeah, at least you're not like, oh, don't tell me what to do.
Don't tell me how to play. I don't do that. Because here's the thing, right?
Uh-huh.
I'm only as good as I know how to be. If someone has an interesting tip, like, if it's not, like, something that, like, you know, requires, like, oh, like, let's say somebody comes in and it's like, oh, did you try to do this, like, speedrunning tip where I jump at this tower or something like that? And it's like a 1 in a million chance, you know what I mean? Where you, like, speed up into the sky and then you just teleport to the final level or something like that. Like, something that it'd be hard for me to recreate. You know what I mean? It'd be like, I don't know. Like, you saw it with the other day. Someone gave the suggestion about the boss. I tried it out and it worked somewhat, but, you know what I mean? You know, it's kind of thankful that they told me about that tip, because it kind of cheeses the boss a bit. I give it a listen and I try to give it a shot, but I don't say the tactics better. I don't say, oh, don't tell me what to do, man. I'm just like, and that's what fucking people happily give suggestions to, like, you know, alleviate themselves of, like, their torment. But, you know, the freaking what's his face doesn't take it. And what's worse is if JonTron didn't turn out to be a jackass, at least he had, like, an opposing opinion, and, you know, Dan is just a yes man to everything that Egoraptor says. So I think that just kind of makes it worse. Oh, there we go. I got the pocketbook, the briefcase, whatever this one is. But yeah, like, I feel I've never watched them play a video game before, really. I didn't like the Game Grumps, because I just thought it was just, like, you know, another one of those, like, oh, it's YouTube, it's like that YouTube Let's Play shit that's not, like, Chugga Conroy, where it's just, like, you know, a dude having fun. It's, you know, your channel thing. It's just like, oh, this is one of those YouTuber teams, ain't it? You know what I mean?
Yeah.
You get what I'm saying, like... It's awkward to explain. Like, they're the... I guess the proper way to put it, they're the try-hard, Let's Players.
Trying hard to be, you know, cool and hip and whatnot. It's
yeah.
just like, Bruh.
And you know what was funny, right? They also showed a couple of clips from their playthrough of Sonic and the Black Knight. And there was this one level I thought, oh cool, you sit on top of a cart and you swipe at like things that are attacking you. I thought that was a cool game decision for that, because you know, Wiimote and whatnot. It's not like an overuse of the Wiimote's like function. Like that, you know, Sonic and the Black Knight was one of those games that frickin' hit the sweet spot of like how motion control should work on the Wii. It's not like overly complicated. It's simple. It's fun. It works. But once again, incompetent players can't use it right, and they bitch about it. It's very funny. I'd honestly hate to watch them play a game like Mad World. I
love Mad World.
And I've said this. I have like.
If Wii still worked, I would play that fucking shit in a heartbeat. You know what I mean?
Fuck yeah. Like, I'm gonna say this right now, right?
Freedom.
As a person, I also get this like tick, right, where I watch someone play a game, right? If they forget something that I think because I was rewatching one of the old streams. There was the whatchamacallit stream. Yeah. Crash Bandicoot 2, right? I said this. I don't see people pick up something, right, that's like could help. I wince, but I don't complain about it. You know what I mean? I wince to myself. It's a tick. It's just a tick for me. It's like, oh god, they missed that. No, they're gonna.
No, I was the same way too when I was rewatching my old Pajama Sam stream and whatnot, and I noticed that I missed a few shots in like places where it's just like, oh my god, how did I not see that and everything like that.
Yeah.
But
like,
I really have no inclination to like, you know, restart the whole game and just be like, oh hey, this is another Sunday fun day and shit.
I'm whatchamacallit it for my sins.
Yeah.
But like, my problem is not that. No. It's more like if I'm watching someone else play a game and they miss something that's a little obvious, right? I don't want to backseat game them, but I get this tick of like, oh my god, they actually missed that. It's right in front of them. It happened to me. Like I was just watching someone casually play Resident Evil 8, and that happened to me, and I'm just like, what do I help? I'm not gonna give them help unless they ask for it. You know what I mean?
Yeah, exactly.
I hate that. I hate doing that to people. Unless it's unless they're like legitimately stuck and they don't like. I don't do it unless they're like super legitimately stuck, but they don't ask for help directly. You know what I mean? Like, if someone says, if they say like, "What do I do?" then I gladly like step in and explain. But you know how something goes with that, right?
Yeah.
But yeah, like I don't be an asshole to people who play the games. That's all that has to be said, really. But yeah, like the Game Grumps shit has just been like that. So I've been watching shit like that. That was, like I said, it was interesting to actually see someone. And scrolling down in the comments, it wasn't that bad. The guy was not assaulted by millions of people bitching to him about like how Aaron is right.
Great work, losers. Now Coachamera himself will have to come all the way down here just to save our worthless hides. Authorities are calling for a big parade in Coachamera's honor after he clobbers the annoying giant Gogalor. And if the parade is big enough, Coachamera promises not to destroy the city. Brush teeth more often, don't drool so much.
Fucking love the little news broadcast. But yeah, like, you know what makes stuff like that worse, right? Is that, like, the needless sort of, like, oh shit, here it comes.
Oh, hell.
I love this boss fight. Coachamera! Look at him.
I'll be right back.
Alright. Uh-oh. It's him. We must go for a fight! Oh boy, here we go. Kaiju battle.
Give up while you can, Gogalor.
I know it's you in there, Coach. I don't know where you're broadcasting from, but I'm gonna find out and make you show me what happened to Lily.
Coachamera does not speak giant monster boy language.
The only word
Coachamera does not speak giant monster boy. Alright, so you basically have to wait until he's like visible. There we go. Otherwise, just block it with his sort of like personal shield.
I'm back.
I do have to say one thing though. I showed this part to someone a long time ago, and you know what they said to me?
What?
This is definitely a game I would play. But yeah, like you know what the problem with stuff like Game Grumps and everything like them is like kind of caused, right? With like the way they go about their criticism / other things like that, right?
Right.
If you say anything, right, like that goes against them, you got a hate mob after you that calls you every freaking name / like slur, whatever the frick under the sun. And that's like the worst part. Nobody cares.
So Sasha showed you how to save up your aggressive energy, huh? Well, why don't I help you let it all out?
Oh no, he's stealing all my powers. By the way, I love what he does when he does the deadly triangle beam. It's so stupid, I love it. The stupid thing where you put your fingers.
Intricate combination.
Overly intricate combination. Hard to avoid area attack. Once again, Coachamera's boss fight is amazing. Mighty. Fucking love this game so much. It's so hard to talk about it when you're in the middle of a boss fight. You just want to gush about because it's so good.
Yeah, I know what you mean.
So we'll focus on the Game Grumps talk after this, but yeah, like the Game Grumps / like whatever under in a second. But yeah, like this fight is just awesome though. To be fair, I'd love to see like Aaron try to play this and bitch about it. I can't shoot because you're out of ammo, Aaron. The fact that he unequipped the shield in. Oh god. Alright, I'm gonna keep to my promise. We're gonna talk about it after this.
Alright.
But you know, I just love the whole like kaiju reference sort of deal. Oh, right now I remember how we have to beat him. The shield. They gave us the power for a reason. Ground version. The way he just announces attacks and everything like that, it's amazing. Combination! Uh-oh, here we go. Nope! We got him!
Mm-hmm.
He's an easy Alright, yeah, he just lays down.
People of Lungfishopolis, I'm sorry I let you down. Oh.
Finally. Okay, Tower. Get ready for Gogalor.
Basically, for those not in the know, right?
He was evil.
Yeah.
But he did build a lot of roads.
So, this is heavily implied to actually just be Coach Oleander and Astral Projection. The tower itself is like supposed to be the representation of the brain implant that's in the lungfish.
Oh, okay.
Gogalor, you did it! You defeated Coachamera!
Oh wait, we never got this scene before.
Not yet. The tower is still broadcasting its mind control over the populace. You must destroy the tower.
Right. Man, Gogalor needs a sidekick. Or a PA or something.
Oh, he won't let us leave, huh?
Oh, yeah.
Well then. Yeah, 'cause I guess it could. I guess it would be like against all right, because literally he's right there.
Yeah.
Because I know what happens after the fact, so we're about to see the sort of aftermath of this fight. But yeah, I love this level so much. It's so fun. Just got a question. Say if you, I forgot. Did you play this game ever? Hey Gasser, how's it going? Twitch Cannon with the
Twitch, yeah, Twitch is like kind of fucking.
I hope there weren't.
I've played a little bit of it, but it kept crashing on my computer and whatnot when I played it. So and I was just like, I don't feel like messing around with this. I'll play it. But I'm more than at this right now. I'm more than happy to just have it back on and whatnot. Just
Yep.
play it again.
Here we go.
Yep.
I love the sound effect when he flies, though.
Fine. Take control of this freaky toad. I don't need him to nab children for me anymore. I've got the brain of a little girl back in my lab that's strong enough to power a whole army of psycho-blaster death tanks. Huh? What?
You've got the brain of a little girl.
You've got the brain of a little girl.
In my lab.
I think you've got the muscles of a little girl too.
So this is Psychonauts, Gaster. This is a amazing game where you play as a. It's hard
okay.
to explain. Oh my god! Look at the crowd. It's just a JPEG.
Nothing much, Gaster. I just came back from
Oh.
Who is that?
It is I, the creature whose spirit was once, over here. Behind you.
I came back from my little excursion.
Whose spirit was once enslaved by the evil one. You have unchained my soul.
I got my first COVID shot on Saturday, and I felt like dying.
Powerful human child.
Oh, great. Well, okay. Show me what you did to my friend Lily.
By the drowned spirit of Oblongata, it is done.
I fucking love this game so much, by the way. We were just going on about Game Grumps and shit. We're gonna continue that conversation if you wanna have a chat about that too, because I discovered some fun shit about that.
When it is your wish to travel across the lake, you may return to either shore and summon me with that.
Thanks, hulking lungfish. You know, you really aren't as hideous as people say.
You may call me now by my true name, Rasputin. The name given to me by my people.
And what name is that, noble lake creature?
Linda.
What a magical lady.
I love Linda. She's amazing. Linda the Lungfish. But we're gonna have to go back to the camp because we don't have the item we need, and I actually want to finish the, whatchamacallit.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, I actually want to finish the, scavenger hunt. But yeah, like, Gaster, I got a question for you.
What's up?
Are you familiar with the Game Grumps?
For passage, human child.
Are you familiar with the Game Grumps at all? You know, Aaron Egoraptor Hansen. And, Dan Avidan. Dan the Yes Man Avidan.
Danny Sexbang.
Danny.
As
he once was. Basically, here's how this sort of like plays out, right? So, I finally have watched them play video games, specifically Aaron, and Aaron sucks. I've never said that about someone ever. Until now. And my only justification is that, like, the guy thought he was a big man on campus, but he can't play a 3D Zelda game to save his life at all. Or take any form of, like, you know, help that people want to give him. As well as, by the way, Zig, one thing I forgot to bring up, they used walkthroughs, and they still couldn't figure it out.
Oh, okay.
I don't know if that makes it worse or not. But
I
like,
guess that does make it worse and whatnot in some way or some way, shape, or form. You know, it's just like you have this fucking walkthrough right here that could help you out and whatnot, and you still couldn't figure it out.
they also straight up like. I know it's like text walkthroughs and shit like that, but it's just like, oh my god. But yeah, like, as I was saying though, like, but their type of ilk, all it started was people just attacking other people for, like, you know, having the opposing idea. And I think that's what's, like, sucks about it. Like, you called, like, every slur under the sun and all this other shit like that by, like, people you don't even know. By, like, complete random strangers because they just like this one dude's, like, idea. Because he began his video with, like, I'm gonna objectively look at this game. And then probably based his entire, air quotes, objective view by how shittily he played it.
Yeah.
And that's what bugs me, is that, like the game, like, that sort of, like, ilk from those types of people. That's what it causes. It stops discussion. Because how dare someone have a different point of view in that sort of matter? You know what I mean? Like, there's some things that, like, and this is the worst part. You have to always bring this part up when you talk about this sort of thing. Yes, I know there are some points of view that should just be, like, you know, common sense, which is understandable, right? But, like, that's my like, that's obvious. You know what I mean? Like, it's like saying like one of those common sense things is, like, the world is round, right?
Yeah.
Another one would be, like, you know, the color blue is blue, etc. You know what I mean? Like, that type of shit is obvious. You know what I mean? You don't need to, like, talk about that. But I hate that. I hate when people bring that up as, like, a stupid, like, oh, but then you have to take this into account with it. It's like, no, you don't. Because that's, like, common sense. You know what I mean? It's different as opposed to, whatchamacallit. Like, objective reviews and whatnot, or subjective points of view versus, objective points of view.
Yeah.
So, that's my problem, is that, like, people like that, if you say anything that's, like, against the wishes of the person that is, like, hosting that sort of deal, you know, you essentially become a persona non grata, and you're basically called, like, bad names and cyberbullied for having a different point of view. And that's why I go by the philosophy of believe what you would like to believe, right? I don't mind. I don't mind as long as you're not doing, like, bad shit. Make your own opinions, don't listen to me. I hate when people just blindly follow someone else. It doesn't help anything. It's not help anything one bit. You know what I mean?
Yeah, I know what you mean.
And I don't live to be the anti-Aaron Hansen. I just don't like that sort of ideals. It sucks. You know what I mean? People just abuse, like, people abuse their popularity and their fan bases, and that's all that happens. Like, send someone out and do this bit, you know, like, it's like non-verbal, like, call to action, almost.
Yeah, no.
So it's like very, whatchamacallit.
The titanium in the food chain has caused numerous psychic mutations, and the animals you encounter, especially at night, might be more dangerous than the kind you have back home.
But yeah, that, like, just watching that caused me to revisit, like, the, whatchamacallit, what happened with, the storytime thing in Sir Palo, where he wasn't,
right.
where he wasn't attacking anybody. You just made a fun little animation.
But at least, you know, like, I know Aaron made that whole sort of, like, you know, apology, which, you know, I don't really like to call it that because he didn't really say, like, oh, I'm sorry for blah, 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 blah. He was just pussyfooting around the whole whatchamacall and everything like that.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
But it's like, at least Palo was kind of like, hey, listen, don't.
He was chill about
go
it.
out there and try to like harass like anybody or anything like this. You know, like fucking Aaron and I like talked about it and shit like that. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So
that was at least like nice.
That was like, you know.
Sir Palo's just a chill dude. Palo's just a chill guy. That's all it is. But yeah, like you know, it's sort of like a dark, you know, it's sort of like a darker tone compared to like last time. But like I said, I just felt like, holy shit, I can't believe, like, you know, like they're dishing out the criticisms, but they can't play the game. I'm never like that. I'm never like that. You know what I mean? It was just like a whole like turn of events. Like, wow, this wow, this is just like, what the fuck. But yeah, like other than that, like the new ground shit has just been like, yeah, cool. You know, life is life on there. Though I did see someone refer to it as old YouTube. As if YouTube really holds a fucking candle to Newgrounds. which is still community operated and run, by the way.
I know. I'd say it has a better filtering thing than, say, like, you know, YouTube and shit. It's just like, you know, at least you can, like, at least that shit has like an actual like fucking rating system where you can like filter.
Like better
anything up to like this sort of, like, you know, sort of thing and shit.
It's better than YouTube. It's also better than Twitch. Like, dude, I talked with somebody. Earlier, right? And I asked them, hey, do you randomly get like those hot tub tubers on when you watch Twitch? And what is happening right now?
No, not really. I just mostly get musician streamers and whatnot.
My controller became fucked. What just happened here?
The hell? Huh.
My controller can't be running out of battery. I charged it. It just shut off randomly. Hey, Mike. Seriously, Aaron thinks Link's a one-dimensional character. He's not. Sorry, I had to clean dishes. Yeah, no, that's fine. Yeah, we sort of moved on. We sort of, like, not to, like, you know, shut you down or anything, but we moved on from basically we're talking. But yeah, no, like, someone called it old YouTube, and this was like someone on Aaron's side. I should say, I have to point out, right?
Yeah.
Typical Game Grumps fan. But
again, I wouldn't call it old YouTube and whatnot, you know.
Yeah.
There's certainly a lot of more other shit than just videos and whatnot, you know what I mean?
Yeah. I'm just gonna say, like I said, I talked with someone earlier. I said to them, hey, did you ever get like one of those like boob tuber, or whatever the frick, like the hot tub tubers or whatever on Twitch? And they were like, yeah, I have. And I'm like, we found out through Zuki why that happened, and I explained that to him. And remember how we said it, like the filter system on Newgrounds is better than like YouTube. It's also better than fucking Twitch too, because you get that shit, and I've never watched anything like that in my life. The closest thing is watching like a friend of mine who's a VTuber, and that's it. But they don't do anything, you know. They're not like a freaking like, oh, the sexy VTuber. They're just like, you know, they do VTubes. They do like art, and that's it. They just like the VTuber thing. And I'm not.
My friend who's also a streamer and whatnot, you know, she does like, you know, the VTuber stuff, but she does like the art and like, you know, the quirky type of games and whatnot. Not, you know.
Yeah.
That's pretty much it.
Yeah.
I forgot why you think Ocarina of Time is like overrated.
Oh, why I think it's overrated? Well, it's mainly because it's just like, it's okay. It's just one of those games that I looked at when I was a kid, right? And all right, let me explain my backstory here with Ocarina of Time, right? So let me begin this in the most like let me begin this in the most generic way possible. So there I was as a child on Christmas. I got in the GameCube and I got the Zelda collection disc in it, right?
Yeah.
And here's how I shuffled through the games. I skipped past The Legend of Zelda. I skipped past Zelda 2. Or no, actually, annually speaking, I tried to play through Zelda 1, tried to play through Zelda 2, couldn't get through that shit, right? I go over to Ocarina of Time. I saw Link on the horse, and I'm like, boring. I scroll over, and then I see, like, you know, I scroll over, I then see Majora's Mask and Skull Kid and Link and everything like that. I'm like, ooh, cool, and I play that. And everything like that just sort of, like, clicked. I got through Ocarina of Time first, but it's just that, like, the mystique and shit of Majora's Mask is just, like, you know, me. It's my bread and butter, you know what I mean?
Yeah, I know what you mean.
Yeah, so...
I never had that disc, though. I was just like, oh, that looks pretty cool, where it has, like, everything and whatnot.
I think I got farther in and beat Ocarina of Time before I beat Majora's Mask. I don't dislike, like, here's the thing, people take my, like... I have, like I said, I have a very interesting point of view on shit. It's literally to the point that people think I hate games when I don't. If I think that a game is, like, overrated or something like that, I don't hate the game. It's just, you know, there's another game that I like better, you know what I mean?
Yeah, I really hate how people, like, construe, like, oh, I think this is overrated as me being like, oh, I think the game sucks or anything like that. You know?
Yeah.
It's just like, I think, you know, there can be good games out there, but it's just like overrated because of just like, you know, this and that. You know?
I think it's my word choice, to be honest, but even then, it's just like I don't have a dislike for it. I just prefer something else over it, because like Ocarina of Time's like your typical adventure, you know what I mean? Like,
yeah.
And then Majora's Mask, is like, yo, like what is happening here? Like what's poppin', my boys? You know what I mean? Like, there's a dude with a mask. The moon's coming down. It's so unique. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
And then, like, because like I said, Twilight Princess was that same sort of typical adventure, but, you know, because we were I was a kid that grew up in the 2000s, it was edgy, dark, and cool, you know what I mean? And, you know, but it still has, like, the Nintendo charm to it. So... It felt a little more quirky than Ocarina. Like it's this game with this really interesting attitude. Ocarina to me, I don't hate it, but it just feels like, you know, your typical Zelda fare, which is normal because it's literally the first 3D Zelda game.
Yeah. Like what Mike has said in the the chat and whatnot.
Ocarina had to fly, so
that Majora's Mask could soar, and I agree.
Yeah,
with that,
that is a big agree, because that's how games work. There's always got to be a first one. It's the same reason why I like Sly 3 and 1 over Sly 2. It's because Sly 3 added like a bunch of stuff. Like here's the thing, right? Do you like replaying missions in games sometimes, Zig? Because they're fun.
What?
Do you like replaying missions in games, Zig, because they're fun to do?
Yeah, I used to replay missions in, like, you know, Super Mario and Sunshine, especially the one with the Shadow Mario on the roller coaster and whatnot.
Yes, I can agree to that.
My favorite.
Now, Zig, I got a question for you. Right?
Yeah.
So, did you know that in Sly 2 Band of Thieves, you can't replay any of the missions once they're done, no matter when you go back to, like, the level and whatnot?
Oh, okay.
Yeah. Is that a fault of the game? To me, it kind of is, right? But what did Sly 3 do? There's a mission play mode. You could go back to the levels in Sly 1 and still do that. You can even refight the bosses and everything. and that's cool. I like that, you know?
Yeah.
I prefer that. Also, I just kind of like the gameplay of Sly 1. It's just fun, it's snappy, and it's just a nice platformer. And that's a game that I could definitely call a platformer rather than like a 3D adventure game because they're separate levels with an overworld. You know how it goes. It has linear levels or like a different type of challenge. It's you know, your typical action platformer. And there's nothing wrong with that back at the time, you know what I mean? It's just that, like, I feel as though people forget that, oh, like, Sly 2 is this, like, good game. Like, Sly 2 is a good game, yeah, but we cannot forget we can't forget where it came from. Like Mike, I have like the same, you know, I have like the same sort of like affiliation for like, you know, the first game of something needs a lot more respect for other things rather than Zelda sometimes, and that's like an example of it, right? Like I could go on, oh god, I fucking hate these Jaguars, and I'm probably gonna have the same, you know, to put it in Psychonauts terms, I'm probably gonna have the same feeling when I play Psychonauts 2, because this game is such, you know, like a whatchamacallit on me that, you know, it's hard for me to imagine that the sequel can hold up as good as this one, you know what I mean? Although Twilight Princess had some truly disturbing moments, like seeing Ganondorf resist death. Yeah, like that's what I mean. It's like your typical adventure fare, but it's darker. It's like, holy shit. It's not like super edgy, but it has its like moments of comedy. One of my favorites being what the hell is that? Reed? What's a brain in the hands? But yeah, like one of my favorites being whatchamacallit. What's the word I'm looking for? The cannon guy. Like Falby's Flight by Foul or whatever, where we shoot you out of the cannon. I love that shit.
Hey, anything new in the store?
Take a look. Oh, that's my last cobweb.
And that vision in the light. Yeah.
Someone's mind with you. You can clean up. Now with that, now here's something else. Now, you take that side car there. Excellent choice. What else can I do you for?
I'll take it.
Excellent choice. What else can I do you for?
I'll take it.
Alrighty then. What else can I do you for?
Did I get the dowsing rod?
You take. Oh, that's now with that. Now.
Yeah, I bought the dowsing rod, right?
Now, you take that. Excellent choice. What else can I do you for?
Sorry if I'm like moving around, but
Go get more air.
yeah,
Yeah.
like you know, Twilight Princess is dark. It's your typical Zelda fare, but it's slightly darker, and there's comedic moments. Like one of my favorite moments is when you go into you go into the ruined village. It turns out it's Kakariko, and you're literally having a freaking Western style bow fight with a bunch of like the Bulblins. I love that. Like there's something, you know, that's a bunch of charm. Now, if Breath of the Wild sequel is gonna be darker than Majora's Mask, it gotta really show. Yeah. I highly doubt, you know, they're definitely not gonna show someone getting. It's not gonna be like fucking super dark. They're not gonna show like someone getting shanked or whatever the fuck. You know what I mean? Like, we're not gonna get like Zelda GTA out of Breath of the Wild 2, but we're gonna get some stuff. You know what I mean? Oh Jesus Christ! Oh god, the bear at the entrance of the camp. This is what makes it dangerous at night. Like, and it's the same with Breath of the Wild. It knows when to be, like, silly. Like, the problem I have, like, people, like, I love talking about Majora's Mask with people. You want to know why? Because I always bring this up. Nothing is going to dethrone Majora's Mask for me as my favorite Zelda game. Only because it's just, like, I have so much experience with that. Like, it's all about that sort of thing, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like, Breath of the Wild, I like it, but it's just...
Keep your mind and campgrounds clean, or else get a rake in your ear. Ranger Crumb.
You like it, but...
I like it, but it's just not, like, you know, a 100%, like, you know, this game, like, changed my, like, you know, perspective on things, you know what I mean? As Ganondorf does that it be his character because it kill people. Yeah. Like, I could imagine him, like, draining somebody of, like, something and probably turning them into, like, a husk or a redead or something like that. And that would be visible on the screen. But I don't think, like, you know, we're gonna, like I said, we're not gonna see someone get, like, stabbed or whatever the fuck, like, super, like, big time. You know, with, like, blood and shit like that, you know? But, yeah, like, well, yeah, whatchamacallit was really dark, too. Hyrule Warrior, the new Hyrule Warriors, the ending got, like, really fucky, from what I remember.
Oh, okay.
My dad took me to the GameStop to buy Majora's Mask for the N64. Stabbed, like, in Twilight Princess. Yeah. Like, I can imagine that happening. Like, I'm talking about, like, you know, like, so you're not gonna see, like, Link do a glory kill like the Doom guy, or fucking, like, you know, cut someone's head off like Kratos or some shit, you know what I mean? Like, we're definitely never gonna see that in a Zelda game, and if we ever do, then, you know, call me out for that. But, like, what I mean is that, like, there's a ton of shit. There's just a ton of shit that's, like, you know, everywhere. Like, where do I begin exactly? Like, where do I begin exactly? You know what I mean? But yeah, you get what I mean, though. It's like, it's a whole 9 yards.
Yeah.
And I think that, like, I'm a bit abrasive about it. It's like, it's the reason why I defend games like, games that get, I defend games that get treated unfair by the fan bases that are usually there. You want to know why?
Why?
Because, yeah, they do get treated like dirt by fan bases. One of those being Star Fox Assault. I know it's like, you know, you hear the vocal minority of people more so than you hear, like, the silent majority, but, like, I'm gonna say this right now, right?
Yeah.
Frickin', Star Fox Assault, as well as Adventures, are good games. Like, someone could be, I will die on that hill if I have to. I'm not willing to have a fucking argument over it. It's just my opinion, man, but I'm just gonna say it. They're good games. And I will die on the hill for them. If someone, like I said, if someone ever wanted to lynch me for, like, liking a game, there you go. Lynch me for liking Star Fox, whatever the fuck. Star Fox 64 is, like, you know. Yeah. Try them out, they're pretty good. Especially Assault. I give, like, if you don't want a Zelda-style adventure from, like, you know, Adventures, play Assault if you want, like, you know, your Star Fox, like, space and sci-fi full adventure, you know what I mean? Like, that's a game. And one other thing I do have to say, though. This is definitely going to have someone shredded. This is definitely going to piss someone off. Star Fox is not a flight simulator. It's just a flying game.
Yeah, it's just a rail shooter, right?
Yeah, basically. It's a rail shooter that has, like, an open segment in some cases. You wanna know it's more of a flight sim?
What?
Do you ever play Star Wars Starfighter on the I always gotta bring up the
they had it in the PC game section for a retro gaming convention I went to years ago and whatnot.
Yeah.
They had Star Wars Starfighter or TIE Fighter, whatever the hell it was called.
Yeah, there were two games called TIE Fighter. Those games I can't play. I cannot play TIE Fighter or X-Wing.
Yeah.
That's more like a flight sim. Yeah, Rogue Squadron. I'd argue it's a little less so, because let me explain one thing, right? Star Wars Starfighter and Jedi Starfighter, its sequel, right? You want to know one thing that they have that other flight sims, that other air quotes flight sims don't? They have a targeting computer that shows you the target you're gonna hit. Like, oh, but it's not like flight. It is. They're flights. Those are flight simulation games. You know what I mean? And they're good games too at that. Like, I don't think you need, you know, I don't think that a flight sim you need to, like, oh, you gotta pull the throttle to go up and down. It's like, oh my god. Yeah. Just push up on the controller, you fly up, push down on the controller, you fly down. You know what I mean? A game doesn't need to be super complicated in order to be like a simulator. It's one of the reasons why I think that BioShock is not a game in a similar vein to Deus Ex and stuff like that, you know what I mean? It's more along the lines of just like an action shooter, more than anything. And you want to know why I think that?
Why?
You don't have inventory management, like Deus Ex or fucking, whatchamacallit, System Shock. Like, you just, like, consume everything on the spot. Your vigor, like, the vigors or plasmas are, like, barely, like, they're vaguely similar to the magic and whatnot of all that sort of thing. The gene tonics and the armors. It's very vague, but the game is, like, super linear. Like, the exploration doesn't yield, like, extreme shit. There's no inventory management, so you're not constantly picking up or dropping weapons. The game that's like most similar to those would be Prey. It's open world, open-ended. You could go anywhere and everywhere at some point. You can glitch your way into which is like an intended way to play through the game and whatnot. It's a very interesting game to play. And that's more in line with stuff like System Shock and Deus Ex and whatnot. New Squadron has got a lot of throwbacks. Like I said, I don't know the new game, so I know it's just like wasn't it like a 4v4 like multiplayer?
I don't know.
Like I said, I've not played any of the new Star Wars games. They've just not interested me. I'm gonna be honest here. I don't feel like playing like a, this is gonna sound shallow, but I really don't like, whatchamacallit. If somebody else likes the game, you know, good. I'm glad you can, right? But I got a bunch of problems with, like, you know, the Star Wars stuff now, and it's just not hitting me the right way. So,
Where would you like me to take you?
I'm gonna say this with, like, the latest words. The main character of, it's got story mode. Okay. It's got its writing issues. Of course it does. It's not perfect, yeah. The main character of, that new Star Wars game, what was it? Jedi whatever? Jedi Knight or Jedi Survivor, whatever it is. Fallen Order.
Fallen Order.
Yeah, Fallen Order.
I'm thinking of like the older Call of Cthulhu games for some reason.
Yeah.
I got that on the brain.
My problem with Fallen Order is that like the main character looks like a dweeb.
Okay.
That's it. He does not look like a hero. The combat is very rushing and thrilling. Cal Kestis. I'll buy more Psychors later, but because we gotta wander around the camp a bit to get some more of those arrowheads and use the dowsing rod and whatnot. It's probably just gonna be like a sort of collection stream. Yeah, it's because I think, you know, I'm not disliking him because, you know, I'm not gonna, like, the actor's probably like a good, you know, a good person or anything like that, right? But the character just looks dweeby. This is not an attack on the actor or anything like that. I'm just gonna say that right now. Because there's gonna be someone who misconstrues the argument and everything. There's gonna be someone who misconstrues my argument in any way possible. Uh-oh.
Can't even make a connection with Sasha or Mia right now for some reason.
Sasha said he had some official Psychonauts business.
Impossible. I would know it if they did. No, something's happened to them. Rasputin, listen. You're the only one who can stop Oleander now.
What about you?
I can't leave this cave, Rasputin. Not as the Ford Cruller you know.
What? Why?
Years ago, I was in a terrible psychic duel that left me barely alive.
Yeah, I read about that. They said your psyche was shattered, that you lost your mind. But you seem fine to me.
Yes, when I'm down here, near the Titanium Motherlode, the concentrated power of the Titanium pulls my thoughts together, keeps me like my old self. But if I leave this sanctuary, my psyche becomes disjointed, and I fall into one of my other personalities with no memory of who I really am. I'd be no use to you unless you needed something raked or marked.
Well, you can call headquarters and get help.
The Psychonauts won't listen to me. They wrote me off as a loon years ago. That's why Sasha and Mia have to take on all my missions. Headquarters doesn't know I'm the one behind the assignment, so they'd never get approved. But Sasha and Mia seem to be out of commission now. You have to be my field agent, Rasputin. Are you ready?
Yes.
Good. You have to find where that monster took the girl. And if you locate any of the other children's brains along the way, bring them back to me for recranialization. Understand?
Ew. I mean, yes, sir.
But yeah, like, I agree with you, Mike. The Vader thing was cool, but like I said, Force Unleashed is a thing. Force Unleashed is a thing that happened, and it's just kind of like cool, you know.
Where would you like me to take you, Agent Cloud?
And I'm gonna admit, I am very, very, very biased about my Star Wars shit. So that's why I don't like to, you know, I don't bring it up unless it's relevant to something, you know what I mean? And just because we were having this conversation, that would be a good time to once again say it. Like, main character of the Fallen Order is like a dweeb. And I just cannot get connected. Oh, come on. Nice. I'm gonna big one. Oh god, no! I hate. Let me see if I can take that guy out from over here. It plays Anakin's dark deeds in the game. Finally, a Disney era game used some of the original score. I heard allegedly they can't, if they use any of like the classic stuff, they have to pay royalties, and they don't want to do that or something. Like, I don't want to go into like the conspiracy aspects of that, but I've heard a lot of shit, and I've heard it from varying sources. Some of them in the Fandom Menace, and I barely believe anything that the Fandom Menace puts out, so. Like I said, that group of like vaguely that group of like pissed off fans and grifters is gonna just eat itself out one day, so I gotta deal with that fucking. Oh god, no! I'm in the vat! They're awful, Zig. They're awful. The Cougars are awful in this game. Let's head down to the fucking lake. There's only one cougar there, and it's up on a ledge, and it can't get us.
Yeah.
We can all agree that Mark Hamill was yeah. Yeah. I can agree. Seriously. The actors for that movie shouldn't have gotten shit on. Like, they had, like, bad material to work with. That was just awful what happened to them, though. Especially what happened to Rose's actress. Hmm. But yeah, like like I said, don't take my word. Like I said, don't take my word on everything. Just, you know, you got to come up with your own, like, you got to have your own experiences and actually experience the game and not write it off as bad because you refuse to learn how to play it. God. Like I said, that just kind of was satisfying because I've never seen them play video games before. And then I just happened to watch them play Majora's Mask. And I'm just like, I'm still gonna say this, they got stuck on fucking Gomez. They got stuck on Gomez, and I'm just like, oh my god, this is not real. I have my right to be petty. Yeah. FNF is fun. Literally Guitar Hero and Dance Dance Revolution smashed together. That, like I said, at your POV, I don't necessarily agree, but yeah, your opinion is valid. Oh my god, my fucking wrist. Like, as long as you have an opinion on it.
Must not be any arrowheads nearby.
As long as you have an opinion on it, that's good. Like, I'm gonna say this. I think that the game is shoddily made sometimes, but they're a small team, and like I said, it's gonna take some time to prove. They fixed everything else right now. But, you know, they still have yet to finish, whatchamacallit.
Oh no. Mia, the mental minx.
The mental minx. She's been taken by the fish. Well, Linda. Like, I just gotta wait for the week. What week is it up to now? It's like 7, right?
Yeah.
I just gotta wait for the update that fixes week 7, so it's not like, you know, the classic style of inputs. Cause oh god, my fingers that time.
Yeah. Like they even said that the updates are gonna be like few and far between because they're gonna be working on like the Kickstarter and everything like that. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So.
I'm just glad I don't have to play the game again because I beat Skin and Pump finally, and I'm just like, Yeah,
I know.
Like I'm stuck on you know, Tank Man, but you know what? That's fine. That's fine. They didn't update the game yet fully, and I can live with that for now. Right. So we gotta go into I'm gonna head over to GPC and see if we can get more deep arrowheads around there.
Alright.
But yeah, that's just, you know, that's just how the flow goes, you know what I mean? Like I was thinking about talk about rhythm games. You know what game I actually played a little bit before?
Yeah.
I picked up Rhythm Thief again, and I was playing that. And
oh, cool.
You want to talk about a game? All right, so I love Rhythm Thief, right? But I don't like some of the mechanics and some of the things because I don't like touch. I don't like touch controls. Sometimes I think it's worse than motion controls.
Oh, okay.
So the 3DS, right, has this amazing ability to recognize when you're turning the device and everything like that, right? And the game actually reads that extremely well. Fun fact, there's a whole Samba de Amigo level where you have to play it like you're playing Samba de Amigo.
Oh, that's cool.
So you gotta turn everything, and it works very well, and I actually 100%ed that stage. You wanna know the stage that I have a horrible time with?
What?
So one of the songs that plays in the playlist before the stream is called Vergier versus the Chevaliers.
Uh-huh.
And I love that song and I love that level because it's so fucking easy. Well, it's a fun, like, it's an easy mini game, you know what I mean, in terms of like what you got to do. but I think that there's something wrong with the inputs. You want to know why?
Why is that?
I followed the beat so many times, but you want to know what's happened? Right near the end, I always miss. I don't know if there's something wrong with my system that it's not picking up my inputs, but I like that. Let me explain this, right? This is my problem with the way. So here's the problem. This is basically my problem with the way the game is ranked for you. So you want to know, like, you want to know how. So you want to know how this game like ranks your playing, right? It's based upon how well you do by the end of the stage, rather than how good you do through the whole thing, right? So I've missed like maybe this also goes for the Samba de Amigo thing, right? I've missed like maybe a handful of the whatchamacallits, right? Because the input wouldn't work with the R. Because here's how Vergier versus Chevaliers works, right? You press the L button and the R button to the beat as they come out, right?
Right.
And I was doing that, but they didn't want, it didn't want to hit for some reason near the end, and I was doing it right. I made sure I was doing it right. So I just want to see the scavenger hunt. That's mouse sensitivity. Oh right, yeah. Oh wait, the beehive. We gotta find the beehive.
Oh, okay then.
Yeah. Sorry, as I was saying, right. What was I saying? Yeah. So you press L and R to the beat, right? Like, banana. Like they hop out or whatever the fuck. And, that's how you're supposed to do it. And I do it. Doesn't work. It works for, like, the beginning, but then near the end, it gets, like, fucky. Like, it's like the system doesn't read the input. And I know for a fact I made sure I wasn't pressing, like, the edge. I was pressing, like, on the button.
Yeah.
So that's, like, the weird part about it. You know what I mean? No. No! No! Oh yeah, by the way, did you know that your hand becomes the bear's psychic hand when you're playing as Gogalor?
Oh yeah?
Yep. I did it! And for some reason the bees have the... What the fuck is that? Oh, right, yeah, when you burn the squirrels, I forget. Wait a minute, I always wondered what that did, and it gives you health? Wow, that's very funny. That is very funny. I still hear, like, somebody running around for some reason in the background. But yeah, like as I was saying, right, so yeah, I get all the way through, but I'm ranked because I fuck up at like the last second and I'm sent all the way back to E. But if you look at my score, I got perfect across the board with like maybe like 2, 3, sometimes 4 to 5 like misses.
Yeah, I know what you mean.
Rhythm game ranking systems are weird. Because, like, sometimes they don't rank you at all, like in Parappa the Rapper or whatchamacallit, they just let you beat the stage, you know what I mean? It's like, God forbid Parappa the Rapper, Jammer Lammy, specifically the first Parappa game, rank you for playing the fucking game. Because, oh god, the input... I love Parappa the Rapper, but I have to say this right. Have you ever played the first game and felt like, am I doing something wrong? Like, am I doing this right?
Yeah, I've actually never played any of the Parappa games, to be honest, so I can't really
it's worse with
on, like...
Jammer Lemmy, trust me.
Oh, I've heard like how hard Lammy is and whatnot, and basically how Rodney Greenblatt, you know, the guy who created the whole like, you know, characters and whatnot, was basically, holy hell, is this game hard? I need like some sort of like tutorial and shit like that. You know what I mean?
Jammer Lammy. I fucking love Jammer Lammy, but god damn, when I play that game, my hands by the end of it are like, granted, I played it on the Vita.
Oh, okay.
So this explains a lot, right? Like I don't know what the input is, right? Because you know what I think it might be actually. I think it's because of the cool mode. You know, when we're just able to freestyle and shit like that, right?
Yeah.
I think that's the blame. Because I've had a very stupid argument, by the way. Someone said that, oh, but doesn't that mean the game is bad then? I'm like, what are you talking about? Because, like, you don't have to actually follow the inputs. I'm like, no. Honestly, what makes the game unique is that, like, if you don't follow the inputs, you could just, like, you know, literally make your own inputs and score more points than, like, following the song. Because you're basically making your own... It's to the beat. So you gotta, like, you know, properly do, like, you know, whatever. And I still try to, like, let me point this out, right? If you want to try to get good at if you want to try to get really good at Parappa the Rapper, play 2. It's more forgiving in terms of, like, what you gotta do, right? Which allows me, when I play it, to freestyle more often than not. You know what I mean? I've never gotten to cool mode, granted, but... I've never gotten to cool mode in 2, but it works. It works.
It's like, in the words of Todd Howard, it just works.
Yeah. It's a good practice tool. It's a good practice game.
Now with that, you can change the color of some of your... Now with that, you take that side. Alrighty then. What else can I do you for?
Take it.
Alrighty then. What else can I do you for?
Take it.
Excellent choice. What else can I do you for?
Take it.
Sold to the big-headed kid with the gloves. What else can I do you
Yeah,
for?
so...
Now here's something every young Psy cadet needs.
Hey, can you put that on my tab?
Sorry, Mac. No
That's it
can
for
do.
now.
We only traded. Alright.
Alright, but I gotta buy that next because it helps us gather, like, the shit. It gets us health and everything like that. It's a good power-up. It'll at least help us for the end of the game, but, sorry, as I was saying, right? Like, what's the word I'm looking for? Parappa 2 is a good practice tool, because it's more forgiving, and I think that's good. Plus, I prefer the songs in Parappa 2 a lot more than the ones in 1. With the exception being, the car rap, you know what I mean?
Right, I know what you mean.
Seriously, that everybody can relate to the car rap when they're doing their driving test.
My sanctuary.
Yes, noble Psychomaster.
And I have to say this, right? The second... on my second driver's test, you want to know what happened?
What happened?
My instructor gave me the wrong direction to go. I did not know how to approach that beast. Do I say to the instructor, I can't go right because I'll be going into someone's house? But, like, you know what I mean? Like, what do you say? What do you say in that situation? I can't...
It's like, do I be that one guy and just be like, don't you mean I have to go this way instead?
Yeah, because don't you get in trouble if you do... Don't you get, like, in trouble if you, talk back to the instructor and any other, like, thing? So I didn't want to, like, you know, fail the test on that ground. But it was just like...
Right.
I'm like, I'm just gonna let them learn their mistake. Go right, go right, go right. Clearly a left turn. Like, do I turn left and go against their call? Like, what do I do? Do I tell them I can't go right? I can only go left. So it was just like, whoa, 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 whoa! Stop the car. We got an emergency. Can't you see? I forgot to close the door. So fucking dumb, man.
I know.
Go to the main lodge a second. You forgot to close the door. I'll definitely play Parappa. I'll definitely play Parappa one day, and everybody can see how awful I am at the rhythm game. I love rhythm games, but I'm shit at them. And then I play Friday Night Funkin', and I can almost kick everybody's ass, and then I get the boyfriend, and I want to rip my eyes out. So, how you doing, Zig?
Again, I'm doing alright and shit.
That's good.
It's just the same old story, same old song and dance sort of routine.
Yeah.
So, you know.
If I die a hero. I can never take out those stupid cougars. They're awful. But yeah, like, that's kind of funny. The creator even says, like, oh my god, this is too hard.
Yeah, I know.
I'm surprised nobody's made a verse Parappa mod for Friday Night Funkin', actually.
You know, I thought I saw some, like some weird sketch up and everything like that, where it's like, you know, Parappa and boyfriend from Friday Night Funkin' and whatnot.
I know you.
Oh, hey, is this actually gonna be like a mod? But
I know someone made a mod for where you play as Parappa and you can turn the girlfriend into Sunny Funny, but that's not what I'm looking for. I would like to see the boyfriend face Parappa. That'd be fun.
yeah, that'd be cool and shit.
Like, I know we got this like weird one where the girlfriend gets crucified.
What?
Yeah, that was just like this weird mod. The girlfriend gets like crucified at the end of it.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. Like, where do I begin with this sort of where do I begin with this? Basically, there was like this one fan character that got made, and then like they got looted, and then it turns out they were like underaged or something.
Yeah, I heard about that.
Like they were appropriate. The fan character was appropriate age, but then in the mod she's underage, and then I'm like, what is happening here? You know what I mean? I'm like, what the fuck?
I thought her, like, the creator was underage and whatnot.
Yeah, the creator was underaged, but she made, like, a 19-year-old / 20-year-old fan character, right? But then someone made a mod of the character. You see how,
okay,
like...
now this is starting to become all fucking discombobulated and shit.
Yeah. But so they made a mod of said character, but she's underage. She's, like, 13 in it for some reason. And I'm like, what? I'm just like, what? But there's people who are looting both, like, the adult character and, like, the, there's people...
I'm halfway done with the scavenger hunt.
Holy smokes, look at that! Well then, here's the first half of your reward.
Cool. But, yeah, so as I was saying, right, like, where do, like, so there's people who are looting the character, like, both the 19 / 20-year-old character, and then the 13-year-old character from the mod, and I'm like, what the frick is this what is this 6 degrees of everything? Like, what the fuck is happening here? Like, I've never felt more like this is because I don't like Rick and Morty anymore, be honest with you. Don't want to get into it, bad association, but I've never felt more like Rick when he yelled at Fart for saying, "Shut the hell up about Moon Men!" I'm like, what the fuck is going on here? What the fuck is going on? Like, genuinely confused. I felt like fuck reading, like, just hearing about that. made me feel like fucking disoriented Mr. Krabs. And I feel like that a lot. I just feel like that in general, like, most of the time. But that situation just made me go like, what the fuck am I reading?
I know. It's something.
It was just like like not reading, but like hearing it. It's like what the fuck. It's like who's in the wrong, who's in the. It's like what the fuck is going on here. And then you know it's a mess. It's a mess. That is like the biggest fucking mess, and that's like the only controversy. Well, aside from people like getting pissy about like the controls and stuff for Friday Night Funkin', because I was in that camp, because I'm like, yeah, it's not right, but they're fixing it apparently, so that's good.
Yeah.
Like that is something that can be like fixed. So it's not all a like super duper problem. But otherwise like, you know, it hasn't had. Apparently the Kickstarter was also was controversial or something. But
really,
yeah. Because quoting somebody, they can't program the game, and I'm like, there literally like 3 people working on this game.
Yeah, there's like 3 or 4 people working on it and whatnot, and they even said like, hell, we want to do like a whole budget where it's like we can like hire people on and everything like that, just so you know what I mean, right?
It's less taxing on them, yeah. They can get it done faster. Oh yeah, I also found out something else like very fucked. You remember that game Bendy and the Ink Machine?
Yeah, you sent me like a video about like how the company was doing like all these weird like scummy shit and whatnot, you know? Where it's just like they had like massive layoffs and whatnot, and like how the creator was basically just trying to dance around the situation, and how we've never heard from like the other whatchamacallits, the other like, you know, founders and whatnot, or like the other.
Yeah, they fired like the VPs, and they said they threw out a whole game because they said, no, our players are not gonna like it. We'll make it again ourselves, and they did, and apparently it was like crap or something.
Yeah.
Like, I use the term trouble in paradise a lot, but that definitely was trouble in paradise. Like, dude, you somewhat got a good thing going on. You made a fucking successful game. It's not great by any, you know, margin, but it's not like super great by any margin, but like, it's not awful. You know, like,
yeah.
Could Bendy be better? Yeah. But it's not like super awful. You did a good job on your video game, guys. And that's like the only video I've ever seen on the topic. It's like this one dude went through all that research, and it's just like, holy shit, wow.
Yeah.
The fact that, because I never like, I wouldn't say I'm a Bendy fan, but the fact that I didn't really ever hear about Showdown Bandit is kind of like whatchamacallit. And when they said that it was gonna have like all these, I'm like, wow, that sounds like a cool game. But they said, look, you wonder how I summed up that whole situation? Remember Billy and Mandy?
Yeah.
I want to do the routine with the umbrellas, but you said no. That's what it feels like. That's what it feels like, man.
Yeah.
I wanted to do the routine with the umbrellas, but you said no. So I think we got everything here. Yeah, four items there. Ugh. It's a weird situation. I want to I want to do the routine with the umbrellas, but you said no. Like, this is what I mean. Like, this is why people don't take indie games seriously sometimes. Because he apparently, like, that's also a big warning about, like, going into something and doing all sorts of shit. Because you want to know what happened. You want to know the problem, what happened with both Bendy and Showdown Bandit.
Mismanagement and all that.
Mismanagement. They had, like, merchandise out the gate.
Mm-hmm.
I'm like, no, you can't do that.
You have to build your audience first in order to do that.
Yeah, you can't do that. You cannot do that. It's not good. It's not right. Like, you're banking on one game that got popular because a YouTuber played it. Like, you know, say what you want about a game like Tattletale, right?
Yeah.
But at least the fucking creators didn't make, like, a bunch of Tattletale products, like, immediately thinking it's going to be a success. They made a DLC. I think they're working on other games now, which is good, but it's just like they made a DLC and whatnot. You're not gonna, you know, like, people making, like, a horror game like, you know, Bendy or whatever the fuck. It's not gonna be like FNAF. Like, FNAF was, like, like, the perfect storm of, like, wow, this is...
Lightning in a bottle.
Yeah.
For the most part.
Yeah. Yeah, like, the success story of FNAF is just, like, you know, whatever. It's literally a kid's horror game. Like, it's meant for kids to, like, you know, easily identify the characters, all this other shit like that. It's, you know... I don't want to say it's like baby's first horror game, but it's like it's a horror game. It's got interesting lore. It literally, like, the recent books that they've been making, like the Fazbear Frights, shit like that. It literally recaptures, like, the sort of, like, whimsy of stuff like Goosebumps, in my opinion. I've enjoyed. I like the schlocky horror, like. I just like it because it just attaches. You know what I mean? Like, what's the words I'm looking for here?
Yeah.
It perfectly accentuates how I enjoy my horror. I like, you know, creature features, and what do we get out of that? We get, like, all sorts of, like, cool weird shit, but with a psychological bend to it. You get, like, your monsters, you get your ghosts, your spirit. It's everything, you know. It's like everything rolled in one. And I like that. It's not trying to, you know, it's not trying to be like, oh my god, the super deep. I don't care about the super deep. You show me, I'm trying to think of, like, a super deep horror movie that's like some psychological thriller or whatever the fuck. It's not.
Like what, Jacob's Ladder or something like that?
Yeah. When I see horror, I don't want to see someone's, like, dive into madness. I want to see a creature feature. I burned 2 fucking seagulls. I'm a bad person.
What's up, Linda?
Prepare yourself for passage, human child.
But yeah, like, it's just not, it's just, you know, it's what it is, you know what I mean? Like, you have to earn the merchandise. You can't just throw it out the gate. You know what I mean? Not that Bendy wasn't a hit on arrival, but you know what I'm... Like, you get what I mean when I talk about, like, you know... in that sort of way. It's more along the line... Oh god, it's him.
Who are you working for?
What? I'm with the Psychonauts.
Who? Oh, that doesn't fit in. That doesn't fit in at all. Maybe I've got this all wrong.
I'm trying to think, should we save Boyd for next time?
Oil prices.
What do you think, Zig? Zig?
Maybe.
Yeah, because, we kind of spent our time just trying to go around and collect like the things. And if I remember, the last items are in the asylum, so we gotta beat Boyd to get them.
Right.
But I do think there's like might be one more item by the, you know. So I'm just gonna check the. Scavenger hunt like section, like what items are where when we get back over to the.
Yeah.
Okay, so we got everything here. All right, so next time we're probably gonna beat Boyd, get into Thorny Towers, and start our quest to save the brains and all this other cool shit.
Yeah.
But yeah, like to conclude what I was saying though about like you're not gonna be FNAF out the gate, you know what I mean? Like FNAF was like the perfect storm of everything, you know what I mean? It's all about like, you know, the appeal and shit like that. So like not to say that Bendy it had big appeal because it got the right people playing it at the right time, you know what I mean? But it didn't have like the lasting power. Probably because it was a half-baked idea in full honesty. Like, dude, you want to know how you make an awesome like video game about like killer cartoons?
What?
Watch Roger Rabbit. Like seriously. Look at Judge Doom. He's a toon character that's fucking horrifying. Like, there you go, you know what I mean? Like, and he uses cartoon logic to kill, like dropping pianos, all this other shit. Seriously. Imagine a person stuck in a cartoon. How horrifying would that be? Like, you know, like, think about it. You could, like, a cartoon character could survive, like, bowling balls dropped on their head. You need, like, in Roger Rabbit, remember, you needed toon bullets to kill a cartoon character. You can't use the regular shit. You remember, cartoon characters use everything to kill you, but you need specific shit to kill a cartoon. Seriously. They could come up with so much stuff. It's one of the reasons why I actually like the game Epic Mickey, because the paint and thinner mechanic was pretty damn cool. So anyway, thank you guys for watching us. Hope you guys enjoyed. And remember, as always, be yourselves and remember... Mecca licka hi, mecca hidey ho. Mo mecca chai, mecca mo mecca hey. Pickle barrel kumquat chimichurri. That's a secret word of the day. Alright guys, we'll catch you all later. Merrick out. See you guys.
Later.